So the very intro to this starts with a little bend right here. So you have the 12th fret on your high E and the 15th fret of your B. You're going to bend the 15th fret of the B a whole step to kind of match, like that. Okay. And then we go right down to the 5th fret of your A to the 7th fret of your A. So now I'm going to do this without scratches just to kind of show you how all this goes. And then, you know, I would work to practice the scratches. Really, with a lot of funk stuff, it's that right hand kind of never stops. So a lot of times you're kind of thinking 16th notes, and this just never stops. So whatever you're not playing, you just kind of mute with your left hand. And that's a really common thing you hear in a lot of funk. So, but like I said, I'm just going to show it without all the scratches first. So we're going to go right down, like I said, to the 5th fret of the A, and then to the 7th fret. And then we're going to play the 7th fret of the G, B, and the high E string. Okay, that's kind of our chord. All right. And then we're going to come right back to the 5 and the 7. So, and we're going to hammer that time. So we're going to play the 5, and we're just going to hammer right to the 7. So, all right, one more time. All right, now we're going to go right to the low E string, and we're just going to play that open. So, okay. So now we're going to go from the 2 of the A to the 4 to the 5, and then just kind of work right backwards, back to the 4, back to the 2. But there's a low E string that's kind of played sometimes around there, and this will kind of help funk it up a little bit too. I mean, you could even if you just hear that, you know, it's really the same idea as like a blues, right? So, but to make it a little bit funkier, you could start kind of alternating the notes instead. So you could think of, once you hit that 5, then we'll play the low E, then back to the 4, then the low E, and then back to the 2. So you'll end up with something like this. And that kind of seems a little bit funkier, and it's changed up a little bit throughout it, but that's probably the basic way to think about it. But now, when we come back, we're going to come back and strike our chord one more time. And you want to think about this kind of on an up stroke, you know. So, and you want to wait. It's going to feel a little too soon. You're going to want to go back to the 5, the 7 part a little bit sooner than you probably think than what you really need to do. So when you after we play that up strum for that chord right there, make sure you kind of wait for the next downbeats to repeat your riff back. So all together, slowly, without any scratches, we should have this. Now with the scratches, it would sound like this, and you want to keep that right hand going. And that's the main section of the song. There is a little bridge or a B section to this. So let me show you kind of the chords around there. So we're going to go to a C major 7 chord. I'm going to play that by playing the 7th fret of your E, the 8th of the B, the 9 of the G, and the 10 of the D. Okay? And then we're going to play kind of like a B minor chord. We're going to play the 7th fret of your D, G, B, and E. So we have C major 7, B minor 7, and then we're going to go E minor. And we're going to play it right here. We're going to go 7th fret of the E, A to B, and the 9 of the G and the D. So we get this. And those are your chords. Now, those are going to repeat 3 times, and then on the the last time, the 4th time, it's going to go C major 7 to the B minor 7, and then to an A major. And I would just play an A major bar chord here. So you're going to root bar on your 5th fret, and then the A string 7, D string 7, and the G, the 6th fret. And then you're right back in it.